Not every activity requires extensive training and skill, but every activity does require the right equipment. For many lucky athletes, the must-have tools for pushing, pulling, catching, and throwing come attached in their upper extremities. Here are the orthopedic and sports medicine experts of Trinity Health System to explain. To every champion, health matters.
The upper extremity is considered from the neck, shoulder, elbow, down to your hand and wrist. And you'll say, why the neck? I think that the neck, the nerves that come out of your neck control your arm. And if there's problems here, it's going to start causing problems lower down. And even posture, like one of the things is and we were alluding to earlier, is forward neck, like because we're doing this all the time and playing games. And so we tend to have that posture. And that posture, if you can see, brings everything forward. Your shoulders want to operate when you're back, like this. This is where they're functional. When the rotator cuff can pass under the wing bone here, it's when your shoulders are back. When they're here, you have less room, and you're going to have problems with your rotator cuff potentially.
A lot of times in our office too, we see a lot of posture issues, especially in our youth. We see lots of young people, but also plenty of older individuals too, that the posture changes over a long time kind of create some imbalances, arthritis, etc. A lot of people don't realize that arthritis is not a normal thing, right? We all have it though, because we're, day-to-day activities, job, occupation, that kind of stuff all leads to that. But a lot of times in our younger athletes specifically, they're looking down at their cell phone all day, so it puts a lot of extra stress on places that it shouldn't be. We were meant to move, and whenever you're sitting and looking at a screen or looking down all day, it puts extra strain on muscles that really shouldn't be. So it creates a lot of postural changes, which have long-term deleterious effects down your arms and legs and stuff. So you compensate everywhere for that.
One of the things that really makes a difference as far as upper extremity health, we're going to say, or well-being, is posture is very big. And part of that is when you're talking about what am I going to do to get good posture, one is there's shirts and jerseys that help cue you to pull your shoulders back, and those are nice, especially if you're working, and that helps you keep aware of that maybe your posture's going in the wrong direction here and there during the day. And the other thing though is strengthening the shoulder blade muscles, the muscles in the neck and the shoulder blade areas. And the reason for that is they're the ones that really hold you back. Your shoulder blades, so your socket is part of the shoulder blade, and where that socket goes and where the shoulder blade goes is where your shoulders go.
So this is a great upper extremity exercise. When we look at athletes with, say, shoulder, elbow, wrist pain, all those things are correlated with what we call scapulothoracic integrity, or essentially the shoulder blade needs to sit well on the rib cage. And a great way to kind of strengthen that after you've had it assessed is to kind of get in this position. Take a step back for me just a little bit, Pete. Almost if you look at him, it's like he's doing a plank, but he does it against the wall. So the elbows will kind of be in front of the shoulder, maybe a little higher, good. And what I want him to do is almost go away from my finger, around the upper back. And that forces all these muscles to try and work to kind of glue his shoulder blade to his rib cage. So a great way to kind of cue that is to, hey, push your back into my fingers. And you can tell that's tough to do. The good part is as you do this, you're going to take this hand and slide it up the wall. And the goal is to not rotate. Show me, that's wrong. Good, come back. And you also don't want to sway like this. Okay, so come back, Pete. We're going to do it again. So push into my fingers as hard as you can. Good. Now slide this up the wall while pushing your wrist, your forearm into the wall. That forces this whole joint to really work hard.
Too many times, parents might, bring them in too late after, hey, my kid's had a back pain for a year and they've been sitting on a stress fracture for, 6 months or a year. Those are really common overlooked injuries that can actually, be easily treated conservatively. If back pain in a kid lasts more than a couple days or a week, then there's probably something more at play. Muscle stuff usually gets better pretty quick. That's what I tell a lot of my parents. But if it's been, months or a year, then that usually means there's something else going on.
Good, this go like this. This will show us any sign of maybe some nerve irritation in the neck, push down. So if she didn't have strength, go like this, we would be concerned. Say, uh-oh, good, so stay there. Go like this for me. Don't we pull? Great, pinkies, looks good. Don't we pull? Good, relax.
Whether it's a pen or hammer in hand, or just your hands and everything connected, in both sports and in life, a job well done requires the right equipment. The orthopedic and sports medicine experts of Trinity Health System will return next week with more. So stay tuned, stay equipped, and stay on the field.